and welcome back to episode 6 of our Tassie travels. In this episode, I think we're pretty well going to cover Bruny Island exclusively. Don't think I'll squeeze much else in. So we spent about 5 days or 6 days on Bruny Island. Really enjoyed it. It was a terrific place and got to have a really good look around. The weather was also sensational, except for a couple of days. It was beautiful. Speaking of the weather, have a look at this. We're in St Helens at the moment. A little bit further north than Bruny Island. So anyway, sit back and relax and enjoy episode 6 on Bruny Island. Rightio, we finished our house sitting for the last 3 days and we've got a lovely day today and we're on our way to Bruny Island. Hang on, I'll have to move. On our way to Bruny Island, and so we're just here hoping that we're going to be able to squeeze on to the last of the queue in this ferry, otherwise we've got another 25-minute wait, but it's only 25 minutes, that's not so bad at all. But we're over at Bruny for, we reckon, probably 5 or 6 days. We've got
weather looks beautiful.
Yeah, we've got some really nice weather on the way, a rainy day to start with, and then the days after that are looking stunning. So yeah, so we're looking forward to that. Look, this is not good, people getting out of their cars, we might not get on.
But there's a cafe there, so I might go get a cafe latte.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. We'll just see if that ferry leaves or not first, because I'd hate to leave you behind. Oh, yeah, shutting the gates. Looks like we're here for a while. Okay. Coffee sounds good. All loaded up. I think there's a couple more cars to go. There you go. Beautiful day for a crossing today. Absolutely magnificent. That was a pleasant trip.
Beautiful. Like all crossings are like that.
About 20 minutes worth. Yeah, I hope the trip back to Melbourne is like that. Okay, drawbridge is down. Start your engines, and they're away. Slowly. We're on Bruny Island. This is our campground here, and it's actually at the back of a landscape gardener's place. It's on their private property. You can see the house up there in the distance, and they would have enough room here for probably 20 odd vans, some powered and some unpowered. But it's nice, grass is nice, and like everywhere in Tassie there's a lot of paddy melon poo, so you just got to be careful you don't tromp that into the van. And today we're finally going to have some Tasmanian salmon, smoked salmon from Tassie. Looking forward to that. We tried it. Lisa's not a huge fan. I don't mind it. So how much is this place, Lisa?
$30 a night.
$30, that's power and water.
But you must be self-contained.
Oh yeah, self-contained. So there's no toilets or showers here. They do have power and water, but yeah, you need to be self-contained as far as your ablutions go. Rightio, time for lunch. We're going to have some lunch and then we're going to head up to the northern end of the island and just do a couple little walks up there this afternoon while the sun is shining. It's beautiful out there today. We're just doing a little walk this afternoon around Dean's Point. So it's only a couple of K, 3K or something like that. So we're just down on the beach and just noticed there are some huge oyster shells here. Check these things out. Look at the size of that. That one's actually alive. Still closed. There's some monsters here. So we've actually got, just up from where we're staying at the campground, is Get Shucked, which is, they specialise in oysters. So we're just planning on when we might go up there. Lisa's not a huge oyster fan. In fact, that's an understatement.
We'll see.
Not an oyster fan at all. I don't mind them. I wouldn't go out of my way to chase them down. But yeah, I don't mind an oyster or two or 6. But anyway, we'll see. That might be on tomorrow's list. But now we're just going to do a little walk up the beach and around the point, Dean's Point.
We can do it on the way though.
Get shucked. Yeah, we'll see how we go. This is a great little track. I don't know if you can see the lighthouse just out there, just illuminated in the last bits of sunlight for the day. So cool. the good things on this walk, they've got a heap of these little placards around the place that tell you a little bit about the history of the point. So this one's about the whaling industry that was here. So it's really interesting. So if you're having a walk around here, take the time to read the placards. There's a great tombstone here of one of the very early farmers on the point here, John Merrison, who was actually a convict and was assigned to the landowner and lived here for 31 years. Only once visiting Hobart in that 31 years. See, all these things that you learn by reading the signs. Called into the quarantine station. Gee, that sun's bright. Which is just on the point, not far from the northern end of Bruny. So just here. I don't know if it's open though. It says it opens till 4. We'll go and have a look. So the quarantine station is very interesting actually. It's a lovely little site. And this is where, after the end of World War I, the returning servicemen coming back into Tasmania were all forced to quarantine here for 7 days because of the influx of the Spanish flu. So yeah, they were all stationed here for 7 days before they were given a clean bill of health and sent back to the mainland to be reunited with their families. But it's a really interesting little site. So if you're up on the northern end of Bruny, just pop into the quarantine station. It's run by a bunch of volunteers, and there's a little machine there that you can tap and donate $5 to help maintain the place, which is also worthwhile doing. And once again, the signage is really good. There's these signs just all around the place explaining to you what went on and a little bit about the history of it. So
If we took the map, we could have...
I've got the map.
Oh, folded
yeah.
up.
You can actually grab a map. The Bruny Island Quarantine Station Self-Guided Tour. So if you actually unfold that map and read it...
You might see something in there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we like to go freestyle around the place. So here it is, the Fluted Cape Circuit Track is the one we're doing today. Just saying, the water here looks almost inviting. Well, in fact, it is inviting.
Not for me.
Have a look at that. We haven't seen blue water for a long time. All the water we've seen so far, especially ocean water, has been very dark grey. It's beautiful to see white sandy beaches and clear blue water again. Not to mention the sunshine. Beautiful. The grassy knoll stage, and this piles of stones you can see here are the remains of an old whaling station hut. So from here, apparently all along here there were the whaling stations. So from here we go up the hill. G'day. Up the hill to Fluted Cape. Pretty cool. We just took a bit of a secondary track by accident then. Ended up right along the cliff edge, which was very interesting. A little bit nerve-wracking, but
Bit adventure.
look at this. I wonder if we go all the way to the top of that. I'm not sure. It's just right on the edge of the cliffs here. This is amazing. Very impressive.
Blue ocean makes you happy.
It does make me happy. Certainly a bit of a climb here. They do say that you should do this walk clockwise so that you do the steep section going up, not coming down, because it can get a little bit slippery because of all the she oak needles or tea tree needles, whatever they are. And then the walk back down on the other side is a much gentler incline. But this is a good climb. Well, we keep going up and up, so I think the answer to my previous question about whether we go to the top is probably going to be a yes, but have a look at the view. Oops, turn around this way. A little blue-tongued lizard just on the path, warming up in the sunlight. Well spotted, David Attenborough. See if he'll poke his blue tongue out for us.
No, put your tongue out.
Just to give you an idea of how high up we've come. That's where we started, right down there. We're at the top. Wow, that was a good walk.
3.45k.
Okay, does it tell you how high we've come?
No, I don't have
Yeah,
an
let me have a look.
altimeter, what it was.
And we've climbed 260 metres. Which is nothing.
125.
1 hour, 25 minutes to get up here. Well, that's a big walk. Just let our legs recover and start and head down.
Don't take too long though.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit grey up there, isn't
Okie dokie.
it? Rightio. Start wandering down. Tick it off. Not here just to tick it off. You're here to enjoy the nature.
I've seen nature. I've seen heaps of nature.
It's everywhere here in Tasmania. You know how we thought we were at the top before? Well, we weren't. Miles from it. Not miles from it, but 20 minutes or so. So we still have a little bit to go. Again, I always severely underestimate where the top is. Well, she called it early before, but this time...
I think the path does go this way.
Does it? Doesn't look like it goes any higher though. This time we're at the top. Wow, this is quite some vista from up here. It's a big drop down to the ocean. Wow, so cool. So cool. Oh, there we go. That was a nice climb. So it took us just on 1 hour and 40 to get to the top, and 3.8 kilometres, just over 3.8 kilometres to get there. And the track back apparently is not quite as steep, but not far from it, is the word from the oncoming hikers.
And muddy.
And muddy. We just cleaned our boots as well. Well, we're on the homeward path now, last kilometre or so along the path. Lisa's been drinking a bit today. And it looks like we might be just in the nick of time. It's looking very grey over the top of the hills. So might have to have a rethink about our second walk this afternoon. We'll see how we go. I'll have some lunch first and a cuppa. Looking forward to that. So keeping in line with our no organised tours tour of Tassie, we're just doing another tour today. So this one is the Bruny Island Cruises tour. And once again, it comes highly recommended. So we've been talking to a few people that have done it and they all reckon it's sensational. So we decided we'd bite the bullet. Prices, $150 was it? Per person?
$310 for both of us.
$155.
Yes.
$155.
3 hours.
For 3 hours out on the ocean. In tropical warm bliss.
That's why we have these.
So anyway, we'll see how we go. We're just walking down. It's about a 100-metre walk from the office down to the jetty. So we're walking down there now and we'll be on the boat shortly. There's our mode of transport today. The blue and yellow boats. Beautiful day. We were just saying before, the light today is really different to what it's been like lately. So I'm not sure why the difference, but really crisp blue light today. It's gorgeous. I feel like we've signed up to a priesthood or something like that. Another great sign. The crew are actually dispensing seasick tablets. So we're drugged up. Curled up this morning. We're good to go. rainy old day today, so we decided we're going to do a bit of a round of the primary producers here, secondary producers, anyway, they're different bits and pieces. So we're starting off at the cheese, beer and bread. It's 11 o'clock, so it's the perfect time for any one of those three, or a combination of all three of those. So let's have a look, see what the cheese, beer and bread place has to offer. Yeah, so final decision was it's just a little bit early for a beer, 11 o'clock, and probably a bit too cool as well because it's only about 9 degrees. So we just got a couple of bits of cheese, a nice piece of Tom, and 1792, which is a nice brie style soft cheese.
And the hardest bit is we need to let them age for a little while.
Yeah, so they'll get a good 24 hours anyway, and then they'll be gone. So now we're going to go and see if we can find a coffee because it's freezing. It'd be nice to get a nice coffee somewhere. Might even stop at the bread fridge.
Oh, we have to stop at the bread fridge.
Stop at the bread fridge to get some bread. Stop 2 of our foodies tour of Bruny Island is at the Bruny Island Honey Factory. As you know, I love my honey. So we've gone for the famous leatherwood honey that they talk about everywhere. It's actually pretty nice. I was hoping to get round to where the beehives are, but they don't want you to go in there. No entry. It's a bit frantic in there. Got to try and keep away from the tour buses. Okay, I think our next stop will be the bread fridge. It's like grocery.
Bread fridge and then dump spot.
We're covering all the main attractions here on Bruny Island. Stop 3 on our whistle stop tour is to watch the digger working. And it's the world famous bread fridge. Next bread at 12 o'clock. Wonder if they've opened it yet. It's obviously what everybody's waiting for. Next delivery is at 12. So they must be running late. We'll hang around. Might as well hang around. Yeah, might as well. Well, we drew a blank on the bread. They're meant to be there at 12, but we waited till just about 20 past and still no sign. So our next stop on our whistle stop tour of Bruny Island is this one. Yeah, don't want to see this. So we actually keep in the drawer in the back of the car a little bottle of hand sanitizer, so it makes it nice and convenient to sanitize your hands after you've done the dirty deeds. So we opted for a coffee at the Alona General Store, which was pretty good coffee actually. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. And because it's the other option is the pub, which is only just across the road. So, but there was a lot of people there, so we thought we'll come over here. There didn't seem to be anyone over here, and the coffee was excelente.
And how cute it is.
Yeah, a cute little garden there. Cute little coffee garden. So, good option. Other than the pub, if you're looking for a coffee, the Alona General Store. And so from here we're going to go down, we might head all the way down to the lighthouse. While we're on the road, we might as well cover as much ground as we can. There's a campsite down there as well that we might just have a look at. So if we get some nice weather coming up after the rain has cleared, we may even bring the van down and camp down on the beach campsite. We've got a break in the weather, and we're down here at the Bruny Island Lighthouse, which is up on the top of the hill up there. So the sun's out, it's actually quite nice at the moment. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Just looking, I think it's called Lighthouse Beach. Down here, looks gorgeous with the towering cliffs, surf pumping in. Might go down and have a look at that later. So we're just down from the lighthouse, and there's a campground down here called Jetty Beach Campground. So we thought we'd just come down and have a quick look. But some dark clouds looming over that way. But how beautiful is this little beach? I can imagine on a sunny day it would just be stunning. And the campground looks pretty good. We certainly get our van in there without any problem at all, and there's a few nice little campsites. And but if you've got a roof topper or a camper trailer, it'd be absolutely perfect. But yeah, this is a really nice little spot. If we get some nice weather, we might even come down here and camp, because there's a couple of really good walks. There's one that's about 18 kilometres. It's a huge walk. It goes right out along the peninsula, which would be stunning. Just looking out here, there's some dolphins in the bay here. And then there's a shorter one that's about 6 kilometres that look lovely. So anyway, there we go. Jetty Beach Campground. Rightio, we are back near the campsite at the Get Shucked oyster place. Made it just in the nick of time. So it shuts at 4 o'clock, although the kitchen closes at 4, so you need to get your orders in before 4. So we got 10 minutes or 15 minutes to spare. 15 minutes to spare. Rightio, let's get some oysters. You excited?
That's disappointing.
Look of disappointment on our faces. Even though we came in here this morning to ask the question what time the kitchen closed, and they told us as long as you've got your order in by 4 o'clock you'll be fine. It's
4:45.
4:45, kitchen's already closed. So they're only doing fresh oysters at the moment.
And I only wanted chips anyway.
So we might have to put that off until tomorrow. Maybe we'll come and have lunch tomorrow here. See how we go. See where we end up going for a walk. We can do that coastal walk down there near the honey place.
Okay, probably don't have to keep this going.
All right, so we're going to go back to the caravan, have a glass of wine and some cheese on bread. There's bread everywhere today.
Everywhere. Must have just been put in. It's really warm.
Nice and warm, beautiful. Apparently yesterday's problem was his sourdough yeast over fermented or something. So there we go, $8 for a loaf of sourdough. What else they got in there? They got Anzac biscuits. Bugger. And Sultana brand. Sultana loaf.
Fruit loaf.
Fruit loaf.
I don't know where that is.
Okay. Cool. Look at all this bread. Beautiful. There you go. So you can either leave cash, or there's some bank details on the door of the left-hand fridge, and you can just deposit money in his bank account, which is cool. Rightio. So there we go. He just said that he does about 200 dozen a day. That's a lot of oysters. Here it is. We got the mixed dozen. So we got 4 Asian, what do they call it? Something? Asian flavour? Asian fusion, that's the word I'm looking for. So 4 of them Asian fusion, 4 of them Kilpatrick, and 4 oysters natural. Go the natural first, Lise.
I'll go the chips first.
And some chips. Cannot go without the chips. Slide them in, and you have to chew it.
It's not disgusting. But a chip will help.
Rightio, time to tuck in. So how'd you go? Enjoy your oysters?
I did enjoy my oysters. Not the natural ones particularly.
the ones
in
that didn't taste
breadcrumb with the Asian sauce, they were really cool.
So the ones that didn't taste like oysters. Yeah.
They were really good.
They were good. So
chips were great.
how much? I can't even remember what they were for a
$30.
$30 for a mixed dozen. So yeah, they were fine. I mean, I could give or take them. I don't think I'd ever order oysters in a restaurant, but I don't mind them at all. And especially the Kilpatrick and the Asian fusion ones, they were delightful.
And the chips. You forgot the chips.
Oh, the chips were pretty good as well. Okay, let's go home and put our feet up and have a cuppa. That was a big walk, that one, 14k. Oh,
20,000 steps.
Yeah, it's a big day. Rightio, cup of tea is waiting. We've got our walking shoes back on again today, and we're going to do this one here, the Cape Queen Elizabeth walking track. So it's a reasonably long one, 12.5k out across the island and to the cliffs on the eastern side. Let's see how it goes. Gee, that road traffic's noisy, isn't it? Rightio. This is the walkers registration station. So it seems like most of the longer walks they have one of these things here. Not sure if anyone actually comes and checks it to see if everyone's made it home or not, but anyway, might as well fill it in. We love a bit of paperwork.
Love a bit of admin.
A beautiful beach day. Before we leave Tasmania, I want to go for a swim in the ocean down here. Not Tasmania, before we leave Bruny Island, I want to go for a swim in the ocean. It's a nice wave break there, look at that. Lovely break.
You might have to go back.
Might have to backtrack. Lisa's just having a little look to see whether we can get around the cliff. If not, we'll double back. No? So it looks like a bit of a no for this one, because there's another rocky cliff to get around as well. So might have to come up over the top and see if we can get around the front here on the way home. Tide will be down a couple of hours. Not puffing at all.
Up and over.
Beautiful stretch of beach. So we're at the top of the bypass path. It is just so pretty. Beautiful beaches. Lovely and calm. Stunning. Almost looks like this tree's had a snake tattoo done. Just having a look down towards the Fluted cliffs where we did the walk the other day. It is bucketing down there. So I'm glad we're here today because it's beautiful and sunny, although it is Tassie, things can change in a heartbeat. Okay, keep pushing on. The trail is a little bit indistinct along here, but still easy enough to follow. I hope so, because Lisa's disappeared off in front of me. Ah, there she is, right up the hill. There we go, right at the top now. Don't fall. Oh, cool. Whew.
I thought we were walking to the arch.
We walked to the arch on the way back. The arch is at the halfway point, but we couldn't get to it because the tide was too high.
Okay.
A little bit off-piste then. Took a slightly wrong turn and ended up having to follow the wallaby tracks down the hill till we came back onto the main track again. But that's one of the beauties of having all trails on your phone, is that you can see exactly where you're meant to be and how lost you actually are. So anyway, we're back on the track and heading back to the beach. So the arch is in here somewhere. We have to try and get around these rocks to start with. So we just need to get our timing right. Do that. There's no fun in that. Okay. I made it. There's the arch. So this is the arch. Can't remember if I filmed it or not. So there we go. Lisa's going to make a run for it. Right here. Oh, she's away. Didn't make it. Go, 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 go. That's the arch. Now we've got to go back over the top of the hill again, unfortunately. And then back to the car. So we've got to make it in time to get our oysters. 1 o'clock. Cook. Should do. Yeah, so we should be fine today. Rightio, sign out time. What have we been gone? 3 hours and 58 minutes. 4 hours. 14.5 kilometres.
How much?
14.5. I don't know about you, but I am knackered. But it was a beautiful walk. It was really lovely. The beaches are just absolutely gorgeous. And the walk out to the point is okay.
Yeah, it was good.
That's right. Yeah, no, it was a great walk. It's just a long walk, and the tide's got to be really low before you can get around the rocky headland to the arch. So it looks like you've got to go over the top to get to the arch, which isn't a problem, but it just adds a little bit of a climb to it all, which you could certainly do without it after 12.5k. But we survived. So we're going to go now to the oyster chucking place. What's it called?
Shucked. Get shucked.
Get shucked. Get shucked and have ourselves some oysters. Did you want to go to the honey place?
No.
No? Rightio. We're back at the car. Bit of a quagmire, this car park. Right, see if we can get out without getting bogged. Well, we're almost at the end of things to do Bruny Islandy. So we're at the penguin rookery, and just having a look in the bushes, there's burrows everywhere.
Are they penguins?
Oh, I'd say so. Penguins or shearwaters. See on there, but they're I recognise them as penguin footprints.
Raven Attleborough and I have the same birthday.
So there's a huge lookout up the top of the hill up there as well, but there's a tour bus just pulled in, so we thought we'd go down to the beach, let the tour bus people do their thing, and then we'll go for a walk up there shortly. We'll go for a walk down on the beach. Penguins apparently come out of the water around dusk, and waddle up the hill here somewhere. So I'll go and see. They're a bit early. Nice little buggers, aren't they? These penguins and shearwaters. What they built down here. Or that may well have been European backpackers, we're not 100% sure. Beautiful afternoon on the beach though. It's a beautiful stretch of beach. Absolutely gorgeous. And hardly a soul. So we're looking to see if we can see any penguin prints, but there doesn't appear to be any in this soft sand, so it's not penguin season, unfortunately. They're out at sea. Oh well. So there we go. This is definitely worth a visit. Stunning scenery, especially as the sun goes down. It's just beautiful up here, absolutely beautiful. This is the, let's see if I can get it out of the sun. So this is the Neck Beach, Bruny Island Neck Game Reserve and camping area. Or Neck Beach. So it's just on the southern side of the narrow neck here on the island, and it is a really nice little camping area, top little spot, and there's a whole bunch of nice level sites. There's one really grassy site that a bloke's got parked up on, but it's just a shelter there, some picnic tables. There's people in here. There's water, but not drinking water. Water collection only. Maybe it is drinking water. They don't want you to wash your dishes in it. And I'll just show you down in here. So you can see it's a couple of vans in there. And right towards the very back, it's nice and level. And it goes back into the bush quite a way as well. It's really, really nice. We were going to stay here, but we just didn't get organised in time. By the time we did the big hikes and did the boat cruise today, we were going to move in last night, but we got back from the big hike and we were knackered, didn't feel like packing up and moving the van. But the beauty of this place is just over here. I'll show you in a second. Before I overly commit to this, I might just go and stick my feet in the water.
No, you've got to commit all the way. Crazy man. And the verdict?
That is so cold, it hurts. It is freezing. But beautiful.
We'll take your word for it.
Rightio, we're back on the ferry, heading back to mainland Tasmania, coming off Bruny Island. And we've had a ball over there at Bruny Island. We've done some really nice walks. The beaches are absolutely beautiful over on the eastern side. And yeah, it's good. Got some good cheese, got some honey, had some oysters.
Got shucked.
So we just about covered it. We certainly covered the island from one end to the other. We went right down to the southern end, and that was gorgeous down there. Found a magnificent campsite called Cloudy Bay Campsite, I think it is. You need to get on the beach and drive about 3 kilometres along a beach, but it's really hard sand, but low tide of course would be better. And then you go up into this beautiful campsite that would hold probably 30 odd campsites, and when we were there was only one person there. It's such a shame we discovered it too late, because we would have gone and stayed down there for sure if the weather had been kind to us as well. But anyway, that was Bruny Island. It was fantastic.
Cloudy Bay.
Yeah, Cloudy Bay Campsite. What was the other one? Was called Jetty Beach.
Jetty Beach. That's near the lighthouse.
And that was also a really nice looking campsite. But the
other one's called the Neck.
Yeah, and the Neck. So they're the 3 national park campsites, and all 3 of them are pretty good actually. So from here we are headed to South Arm, which is just
on
up
the Tasman Peninsula.
Yeah, through Hobart and then to the east again. So
we're moving.
We're going to have a few days there, and then we'll push along to
Port
Arthur after that. So yeah, so we've still got a lot of ground to cover. Lots of ground to cover. But anyway, ferry's on its way, and we'll be back on mainland Tasmania in 20 minutes. Beautiful ride. Yesterday apparently was pretty rough here because there was quite a strong northerly blowing yesterday, so it was pretty rough on the crossing, but today it's like a mirror, an absolute mirror. It's beautiful. Okay,
ciao,
see ya. Well, that was Bruny Island. What a beautiful place. We had such a good time there. We were there for 5 days, and I think you need 5 days if you're going to do it properly, especially if you're interested in doing the walks and the cruises and things there. You really do need at least 5 days. So from here, or from Bruny Island, we headed up to the Tasman Peninsula, and it still remains to this day our most favourite location in Tassie. We love the Tasman Peninsula, so I'm really looking forward to putting that video together and showing you just what's on offer on the Tasman. It's stunning. So thanks for joining us once again, and we look forward to seeing you again in episode 7. Catch you later.
Plans and schemes seem so serene. Amongst the stars, red, gold and green. Oh, we gave it all in the autumn fall. We danced like flames around the sun. Angels flew where our hope had come. And fireflies went to and fro. As we sat back in their afterglow.